Hello and welcome to another video from Truckers World. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you're doing well out there. I'm doing okay myself and I'm quite grateful for that. Although there could be things changing on the work pipeline as far as agency work goes, but hopefully we'll know a little bit more about that maybe in a few weeks. I'll let you know about that. So today's video is about my experience doing a Class 2 practical test. Now, I'm going to start off obviously with letting you know, obviously I did 2 tests. I failed the first one. I'll let you know what I failed on that one, and also as well my experience on the one I passed on, as well as some of my personal feelings about me, the examiner. And then of course at the end I'll give you some tips and guidance in case you do fail. Okay, so first one I did fail on. Nice examiner, you know, that it was a nice enough guy. However, approached up to a parked car on the left. I went through. A car approaching me made him stop. Apparently, I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember doing it. When he went past and he told me, I was like a little bit lost. I couldn't even remember the incident. You know, it's a silly rule in my opinion. You know, it really is. It was perfectly safe, and it's difficult to gauge going through those parked cars. It really is. You know, when you're on your test, you just don't want to take a chance. So I felt pretty gutted. I was very downbeat. You know, I really had, and knowing that then I would have to fork out another possible £500, it's not the nicest feeling, it really isn't. Second time, I had the same examiner as I did on the reverse, and he has got a bit of a reputation, this man. Not the best one either, a couple of bad reviews on him, and I would have to say I agree with this. It's as simple as that. This was from the Kirkham branch, and on my reverse, when I did my reverse test, you know, I was told it was okay to do dry steering. Dry steering is where, you know, you're not moving, you start to turn the wheel to get a full lock on. I was told that was okay. I was a little bit wary about that, but then this examiner, you know, started speaking in that very stern tone. You're ripping up the road, you're ripping up the road, and exactly in that kind of tone. You know, I thought it was a bit of an over-exaggeration. I looked down at the road, you know, really? All those stones flying up as I'm turning that wheel? Not a chance. Anyway, he was my examiner, and as we did the walk round, show me, tell me questions, I was a little bit nervous, just like everybody else, you know, and he's asking me to show me and tell him, and I'm trying to do my best under the circumstances, and then he's, again, in this tone, no, I asked you to show me, not tell me, I asked you to do this, no, I asked you to do that, you know, very much like that, and it's almost felt like I was a prison convict. That's how it felt. You know, he was treating me almost like a prison convict. It really felt bad. And one of the things that was said in the review, and this was true, is that he made me feel like I failed before I'd even set off. It was just that very stern tone, and I didn't like it one little bit. Anyway, he took me on a very difficult route. Whether, you know, that was standard, I don't know, but it felt like a very difficult route. Lots of different turnings, tight turnings, double roundabouts, etc. It was very difficult. Anyway, when we get back to the yard, he said, right, just pull up on this left-hand side here, next to this sign. And I was a bit tired by that point, most definitely. And I was looking a little bit further down at the sign, further down. And I thought he meant that sign, so I kept on going a little bit. And this is the exact tone that he used. No, you see, you've gone too far now, haven't you? And I was literally maybe a metre or 2 metres in front of the actual sign. It was just really, you know, absolutely unbelievable. He did pass me, but that was fine, that was all good. I did have a few minors, I'll grant you that. Whether you agree with them or not, that's another discussion. But it was all negative. It was all about my minors, not one single positive, not even a smile on his face. You know, and he exited the vehicle and that was that. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy I passed, and I believe I did enough to pass, but, you know, it's not an easy tone to have. It's really not, and I felt, you know, the whole experience wasn't a nice one, and I'll get that. Doing your Class 2 test is not a nice experience. It's a difficult experience, and there's a lot of pressure on you, because you know it's not like a car test where you might have to, you know, pay £80 maybe for a retest. That's hard, that's bad enough, but to pay £500 and then have to wait maybe another 2 months for a test, really difficult to take. It really is. It's not a nice experience, and I think some of these examiners, not all of them, but some of them, it almost feels like they've come into a very cold state. They know that they can't come too close to you. I get that. They can't give you a kiss and cuddle and whatnot and tell you how you're doing, all this kind of stuff. You know, but they keep a strong distance, and it's almost a very cold distance, and, you know, they just don't want to put a foot wrong, maybe, or, you know, it's just bizarre. They just literally treat you like a prison convict, and I didn't like that one little bit, you know. I really, really didn't. So that's my personal experience. It was very difficult. I felt confident as I went round, but there's those heart in your mouth moments at roundabouts. I did go through one. Car was quickly coming to the right. I thought, yep, you know, the idea is you keep moving, you keep progressing. That's what they teach you, you know. But again, he came up a little bit too fast on the right, and I thought, have I made him slow him down? You know, it's those horrible moments, you know, that you can just fail on instantly. And if you wait, then you might get failed for waiting. You know, the whole test procedure is not an easy procedure at all. And part of it I don't agree with, but that is for another discussion. But I will say, obviously, with that pressure of having to do a retest, you know, we're not doing this for fun. We're doing this so we can further our career and we can make money for our families. That's what we're doing it for. So we don't need to be felt like, you know, we've already failed, especially at the start of a test. By all means, keep the distance, that's fine, but they don't need to be so abrupt with us. And I felt that examiner was very abrupt for no reason. So, onward we go. So if you fail your test, obviously, what tips and guidance can I give you? Well, first thing I did, I was very, very down, almost in tears, I can tell you that now. It meant a lot to me. I was under a lot of pressure at the time. I went onto YouTube and I listened to one or two motivational videos, and I'm telling you, there's lots on there to have a look at. And those motivational videos will teach you, you know, not to give up, to keep going, to accept that you will fail. You know, you will fail at a couple of things. You're going to fail. You're not always going to pass. So, you know, those motivational videos really kind of brought me back up again to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to be defeated. I'm going to do this. I'm going to carry on, get myself up, and I'm going to find a way of doing it. And that's what I felt. Now, I know it's not easy said than done. You know, when you're having to find another £500, you know, that's not as easy. But I was determined to find a way. Secondly, I noticed a lot of the drivers out there, and with all due respect, you know, they're not all brain surgeons. Some have got absolutely no qualifications whatsoever. You know, when you speak to them, they're not Einsteins. You know, I'm not putting anyone down by this. I'm just simply saying that that's my observations. You know, so what I'm saying is, I use that, and I felt to myself, well, all these drivers on the road, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, no matter how hard it seems, I can do it. And so that's another tip I would give you. Look at all the drivers on the road, so many when you see, they've all done it. So they can pass, you can pass. Okay? Thirdly, I think I also took in consideration how much luck plays a part in your test. And I believe it does. I believe it's at least a quarter, if not half, towards your test. You know, luck plays a part, because obviously on roundabouts, certain drivers do get it in your favour. You know, on my second test, you know, I was behind a bin lorry and I had to pass him. That wasn't easy. That was a bit of bad luck. Now, fortunately, it was on a very clear road and I managed to do that fine, but I was behind him for a minute or so and I was a little bit nervous about, you know, when I should not pass him. Same with bicycles. You know, if you suddenly come onto a bicycle on a windy road, you know, a lot of it is about luck, in my opinion. So sometimes if you fail, whether it's first, second, third, whatever, you can sometimes look back and think, you know what, luck was in my favour. If it was like the 8th time that you failed, then, you know, you might have to have a rethink. But early on, definitely, luck plays a big part. So those 3 things definitely helped just get me a grasp on the situation, without a doubt. And lastly, I would say as well, take my word for this, you know, you might wait a month or 2 months for another retest. You know, that gets you a bit nervous, without a doubt. But it's like playing a song on a piano or a guitar. You learn it, you master it, it's fine. Then you might not play it for a while. Then you pick it up and you quickly remember. And within maybe 10 minutes, you can play it again. It's the same with driving. Within 10 minutes or so, not even that, I was feeling comfortable behind the wheel. And I thought, I can do this. I can do it. It's just about fitting all the pieces together, you know. In that insane kind of set of instructions that you have to pass, even though I would say, you know, when you're on the road, reality is not like that, but that's all it's about. But as far as driving the vehicle, even after a month, I think it was, when I managed to get a retest, I felt comfortable again after a couple of minutes. I thought, I can do this, I can do it, and it gave me the confidence then. So, you know, have that in mind. So those 4 things, definitely, without a doubt, get motivational videos, get watching them, they'll pick you up. Bear in mind, all the drivers on the road, they can do it, you can do it. what else was it? There was the luck part as well. Bear in mind, luck plays a part, so don't beat yourself up about it as well. And definitely the last one as well, you will feel better. You will. You'll feel more confident. You'll feel like you've driven it before. It won't be going back. You will be taking steps forwards when you come to drive again. So those are my advice. And hopefully this video has been really helpful. I am passionate about this, I really am, because it's a difficult thing to be into a class 2 test, and you're doing it for a career, you're not doing it for fun. So I am passionate about it. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So plenty more videos to come, some quite interesting ones as well. Like I said, I'm on an agency and I'm currently working for quite a well-known logistics company. That might be changing soon, so keep tuned for those changes coming up. Thank you again for all the subscribers. Really grateful. Wanted to build this up. Just want to give people no frills advice. That's all it's about. Okay. So again, thank you for watching and keep on trucking.